She's pitiful. Just take her bonus again, my mother sneered, raising a glass at Clara's celebration. Get out of my house, I snapped, locking every account and switching the keys without a heads up. You've got to be kidding, I mumbled it, barely audible over the roaring applause. 92 guests cheering, a massive banner fluttering in the warm April wind. Well done, Star Child. My name wasn't anywhere. Smile, my mom shouted from the deck, holding her wine like she ruled the world. We used your $15,200 bonus to fund this bash for her new gig. Laughter erupted. It took me 3 seconds to process her words. 15,200. My bonus vanished. My heart thumped like a phone on silent. Then my sister's voice cut through, sharp and taunting. Nobody cares about birthdays past 35, Emma. Time to act your age. That's when it hit me. I wasn't a guest. I wasn't even scenery. I was just the wallet behind it all. Understood, I whispered, stepping back from the lawn. From the grass, people waved like I was a vague acquaintance they couldn't place. No one offered a hug. No one noticed my face paling in the daylight. I'd flown in from Denver, expecting my birthday dinner. Weeks ago, Mom texted, something low-key, just us. Wear something nice. Then she went silent. When I arrived that morning, I grabbed a cake with my name on it. It's still in my rental car's back seat, softening in the heat. But instead of a birthday, I walked into an event that felt like a promotion party, a corporate gala, and a high school reunion mashed into a lavish backyard. A live band played, a gourmet food truck parked nearby, silver and gold balloons floating. At the center was Clara, my younger sister, in a designer dress and heels too pricey for someone who swore she couldn't pay her bills. Last month, she glanced at me with a smirk. No greeting, no birthday wishes, just that look, the kind that says, you're here to cheer for me, not to shine. I didn't cry, I didn't yell. I smiled, nodded, and lingered just long enough to confirm my suspicions. That night, in my hotel room, I couldn't sleep. I stared at the ceiling, weighed down by a decade of gas money, small loans, co-signed leases, and family favors, heavy as a winter quilt. At 10:15 a.m., I opened my laptop. By 1:09, I froze 7 credit cards. At 1:14, I halted 19 bank transfers. At 1:38, I opened a file labeled Title. By dawn, I'd changed the locks. By Sunday, my family would learn what that meant, not through a message or call, but by standing in a driveway they thought they still controlled. It didn't begin with betrayal, not outright. It started with countless small requests. Can you review my CV? It's short. Can you cover Mom's insurance? It bounced again, I'll pay you back. Can you spot Dad's overdraft until his paycheck clears? Can you? Each time I said yes, I told myself I was being kind, that this is what families do, that I was fortunate to help. But helping is catching someone who stumbles. This was them leaping off ledges, expecting me to weave safety nets with no materials. I funded everything. Mom's endless medical bills, Dad's 4th car battery in 8 months. Clara's cross-country move to Seattle after her 5th career pivot in 3 years, when her freelance venture collapsed because she didn't file taxes or invoice clients. I even covered her penalty to save her lease. The next day, she posted a photo at a rooftop bar, grateful and thriving. Caption: when you stop chasing handouts, the world rewards you. 42 likes, 1 from Mom, 1 from Dad. They weren't ashamed, they were proud. They acted like my money was her triumph. Then came the family chat. Mom shared a photo of Clara at a trendy workspace, laptop open, latte in hand. So proud of our shining star. Thanks to everyone who supported her. I liked it to be courteous. Then I noticed the caption changed. Special shout out to Dad, her biggest cheerleader. I'd sent $4,100 a week earlier to cover Dad's debts. In our family, support meant whatever fit their story. The shift wasn't loud, it was subtle. A notification pinged during a work call. Your Chase account was charged $632 at an electronics store. I hadn't shopped. 10 minutes later, Clara texted, Clara, don't panic, I needed a camera for my content work. You'll love the project. No heads up, no permission. Just treating my account like a shared fridge or Wi-Fi. What stung was when I refused Dad's latest plea for truck repairs, despite sending $1,100 last month. He posted in the family chat, some people think helping stops when their card gets declined. Thanks for zilch. 4 laughing emojis followed. From a cousin, Clara, and our aunt. The same aunt who once called me the family's unsung champion? Champion? What a farce. A week later, I noticed something odd. My name was scrubbed from Mom's insurance, the utility bills, even the car lease I co-signed for Clara. She'd swapped her name in, silently, deliberately. I asked why, calmly, no tears. Clara looked me dead in the eyes and said, "You're too dramatic, Emma. You don't even drive the car," Mom chimed in. "You're probably too busy to care. We're just streamlining things." Streamlining? Like I was excess baggage, like I was a bill to cancel. The final blow came as a voice file. I was clearing my cloud storage. Something about that backyard party made me want to purge everything. I found an old backup from a shared family tablet. Curious, I opened a file labeled Event Plans. I hit play. Voices, glasses clinking. Clara's giggle. "Just say it's her birthday dinner. She'll show up if she thinks it's for her." Another voice. "Emma doesn't care how we spend her money. She just wants to feel included." Then Mom's voice. "She won't get a front row seat. We've got investors coming." Investors. My $15,200 bonus funded a party to woo Clara's business contacts. It wasn't a mistake. It was calculated. Deliberate. I didn't confront them. Instead, I created a folder called Evidence Inside Screenshots, bank statements, audio clips, time-stamped emails, a copy of the house deed with my name, a record of every dollar they'd asked for, every guilt trip that followed. Then I made 3 calls, to my attorney, to my bank, to a locksmith. I didn't send warnings. I sent consequences. Clara lost access to my Visa. Mom's utilities bounced by midday. Dad's truck repairs? Not my issue anymore. And the house they lived in? I owned it. By evening, the locks were new. They found out Monday. Dad tried his gate code. It failed. Mom called her insurance provider. Her account was frozen. Clara's phone locked her out of streaming apps and ride shares. She posted online. "Some people only lift you when they control the narrative. Stay radiant." 19 likes, none from me. I was drafting a document titled, "What You Overlooked When You Took My Generosity for Weakness." The next part would be louder than anything they'd ever heard from me. "Are you joining us?" Mom's voice was syrupy, like sugar masking bitter coffee. "Just a birthday dinner. No drama. Just family." I smiled into the phone. Wouldn't miss it. She didn't know I carried a folder labeled Star Child Exposed. She had no clue what I'd play after the meal. The table was set for 14, fairy lights outside, candles glowing, a cake read, "Happy Birthday, Empress," in silver script. Clara was already there in a cream dress again. Dad manned the barbecue, acting like all was well. He nodded when I arrived. No embrace, just, "Good, you're not late." Mom kissed me like she'd pardoned me for something I never did. Clara raised her glass. "Everyone's here. Let's keep it peaceful." Dinner felt scripted. Clara rambled about her marketing ventures. Dad bragged about the pristine garden. They tried to shove me back into my old role, silent, agreeable, invisible. I smiled. I passed the salad, and I waited. At 8:42 p.m., Mom tapped her glass. "To family. No matter what's happened, we're stronger together." I stood slowly, reaching for my bag. I have something to share, too. I pulled out a USB drive. Clara eyed it. "What's that?" "A few memories," I said. I plugged it into the speaker system, the one I gifted last holiday. A brief static hum, then a voice. "Tell her it's her birthday. She'll come if it's for her." Clara's voice, crisp and cutting, filled the patio. She won't question it. She just wants to feel wanted. Then Mom. "We'll use the bonus. She doesn't keep it anyway. She'll never notice." Dad's chuckle echoed. The yard went quiet. I let the audio play for 25 seconds, then paused it. Silence. My aunt stared at her drink, wishing it could swallow her. My cousin whispered, "Holy crap!" Clara leapt up. "That's edited, isn't it?" I asked, meeting her gaze. "Here's more." I clicked again. "Birthdays don't matter after 35, Emma. Grow up." Her voice again. Same night. More clinking glasses, more laughter. "You recorded us?" Dad bellowed, face flushed with fury. "No," I said. "You recorded yourselves. It was on the family's shared cloud account. You never logged out." Mom stared like I was a ghost. I didn't mean it like that. "Didn't mean what?" I asked. "That you stole my bonus for Clara's party and mocked me behind my back?" No one answered. Then someone spoke. It wasn't me. Aunt Laura, Mom's sister, silent all night. She looked at Mom and said, "You've always done this. You used her as a safety net." "Laura?" Mom hissed. "No," she said. "You don't get to speak now." Then she turned to me. "I didn't realize, but I see it now. That's when it all broke open. Dad shoved his chair back. You're just bitter. You want to humiliate us. No, I said. I just want out. I pulled out an envelope. Inside, a copy of the property deed. For clarity, I removed this house from the trust yesterday. It's mine now, legally and fully. Clara gasped. You can't do that. I already did, I said. Dad's voice softened. What about the locks? His face paled. Mom whispered, and the bills? Clara's lips trembled. You think you're above us? No, I said. I'm just done pretending we're a true family. I turned to leave, but paused by the cake. I grabbed the knife, sliced a small corner, just the icing. I held it up and said, 36. Then I walked into the night. The first notice arrived Tuesday. Plain envelope, white paper, black text, eviction notice. They had 30 days to vacate. Addressed to Clara, Margaret, and James Carter, current residents with no legal claim. They didn't call immediately. Instead, texts came. Dad, is this a joke? Mom, can you explain this? Clara, this isn't real, right? I ignored them. The second notice came Thursday from the bank. It confirmed the title change. All auto payments stopped. New payment details required. Friday, Mom tried her insurance portal. Access denied. She texted, the site's down. Can you check? I replied, it's not my responsibility anymore. By Monday, I had 27 missed calls, 6 voicemails, 1 tearful message. Why would you do this? Emma, where do I go? I'm homeless. I sent 1 line, the same place you'd have left me if the tables were turned. Dad showed up at my office. Security stopped him at the entrance. He called from the lot. You think owning a house makes you powerful? We built that home with our sweat. I replied, I paid for it. You mowed the lawn. Then I blocked him. I didn't cry, not once. What I felt was sharper, cleaner, like a mirror polished after a storm. I changed everything. I moved into a new downtown loft. Hardwood floors, bare walls, new locks, new mailbox, new number. No one from Mom's side had it. Even my wardrobe shifted. Tailored coats, sharp lines, charcoal and midnight blue. Not for show, for calm. A week later, my lawyer called. Papers are served. They've hired a mediator, but you don't have to go. I said, let them shout into the void. I don't owe them a syllable. But they didn't stop. Mom left a voicemail, calm at first, then sobbing, ending with, are you happy? You've destroyed your sister. Clara messaged from a burner account. You need help. I hope you get it someday. You've always envied me. I saved the screenshot in a folder called Static, then blocked her. 2 days later, my cousin texted, they're saying therapy warped you, made you cruel. I replied, no, I just see the truth now. At work, I earned a promotion. I didn't announce it. I didn't share the title. But I bought myself roses, vibrant and alive, and set them on my new desk. That evening, leaving the office, I walked slower. No phone buzzing, no urgent cash requests, just my boots on the pavement and the quiet that followed. At home, I poured wine and stood by the window. Below, city lights pulsed like a heartbeat, and faint traffic hummed through the dusk. I pressed my shoulder to the cool glass and exhaled. This time, no calls, no guilt trips, no emotional snares, no hollow apologies with strings attached. Just this at last, and I said it aloud, softly, clearly. It's lighter without all the clamor. Then it came. An envelope. No sender. No emblem. Just my name, Emma, in Mom's familiar wobbly handwriting. I hadn't seen it since I was 14 when she left a note. Reheat dinner. Back late. I stared at the envelope for hours. I didn't open it until the city lights blurred outside. My wine glass was nearly empty. Inside, 2 items, 1 handwritten page, folded twice, 1 bank receipt, $87,400 wired to my account that morning. Sender C. Carter. I sat at my table holding the letter like it might sting. Mom's words trembled across the page. I don't expect forgiveness. I don't expect a reply. But Clara confessed everything. The fake screenshots, the doctored audio, the lies. She admitted it. She even cried. Real tears this time. We verified it all. You weren't overreacting. You were right. I wish I could say we didn't know. But we did. We just thought you'd stay silent. You were the one who kept it all together, and we erased you. I'm sorry for every bill, every time I ignored the truth, every jab your dad made in front of people who didn't deserve to know you. This money isn't a gesture. It's what we owed, not what we stole. I read that line 6 times. Not what we stole. At first, I felt nothing. No tears, no anger, no triumph. Like watching someone else's story unfold. A moment where the antagonist admits, I did it. I stayed silent. I didn't call or check in or smile, so I opened my laptop. I pulled up a file called Family Ledger. Line by line, I deleted them. Every payment, every favor, every promise of repayment that never came. I erased it all, except one name, mine. 3 days later, another envelope arrived. Typed, stapled, 3 pages, signed in faint blue ink. Emma, from Clara. I lied. I painted you as the villain because I couldn't be anything but the favorite. You terrified me, not because you shouted, you never did. You scared me because you endured. I couldn't handle how you kept going, even when we gave you nothing. I started therapy 3 months ago after I broke down in a mall parking lot. A panic attack. They thought it was my heart. They asked me to name people I'd wronged. Your name filled 3 lines. I asked Mom to help calculate what I owed. We checked it 4 times. This isn't a gift, it's yours. I can't erase the past, but I can own what I did. I'm sorry. This time, I cried. Not for their words, but for how small I'd made myself, hoping they'd see me. And now that they did, I realized I didn't need their gaze anymore. I didn't respond to Clara. Instead, I took $12,000 of the returned money and donated it anonymously to a group supporting those financially exploited. I added a note for anyone called greedy for saying no. Then I transferred $15,200 to my account. Memo, birthday, overdue, but deserved. I changed my door's nameplate. It used to say E. Carter. Now it reads Starlight Solutions, founder and financial recovery advisor. By appointment, email only. I didn't rent an office. I built a boundary. A week later, another envelope arrived. No name. Inside, a photo. Me, 11, grinning with a birthday cake. In the background, faint, Dad looking away, expression blank. On the back, 1 line. I should have seen you then, Dad. No apology, no explanation. Just that. I tossed it in the sink, set it ablaze. Watched the ink dissolve as the paper burned. On the 30th day, I posted one thing online. A photo. Me in a slate blue suit, barefoot, feet on my desk. Wine in hand. 1 rose in a clear vase. Caption, debt cleared. Freedom earned. My phone buzzed, messages from old colleagues, college friends, even someone who once called me too intense. But my favorite? An anonymous comment. Healing looks good on you. I read it. Paused, then typed back, it's not healing, it's freedom. And silence has never felt so clear. So, what are your thoughts on this story? Do you agree with what happened or do you see it differently? Let us know your opinion in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any of our upcoming stories. See you in the next one.